Hey, it's Miss Leibowitz. So today we're going to be reading a story called Anaconda Snakes, and we're going to be trying to determine the main idea and the key details. So when we're doing our main idea, I want you to remember we need to find it, right? So I need to think about all the pop out ideas or words or phrases, the things that keep popping out so that it helps me to figure out what is the main idea, because our main idea is the who plus the what. So the who of this story I already know is Anaconda Snakes. Now I don't know the what yet. I'm not going to know the what until I read through this passage, okay? So I need to read through this passage and I need to determine what about anaconda snakes. Are they only talking about how they eat? Are they only talking about what they look like? Are they only talking about where they live? Are they giving us all those facts and telling us that they're super cool? We don't know. So we have to go through the paragraphs and we have to decide what idea keeps popping out and what is the author trying to get us to understand about snakes, about the anaconda snakes. So let's start. We have our title, Anaconda Snakes. Paragraph 1. Anaconda snakes have amazed and frightened people for centuries. Their giant size has been written about since Europeans first began exploring South America. Even today, this species is prevalent in popular books and movies. Prevalent means popular. So remember when we are reading through stories also that we want to look in the first introductory paragraph, and we also want to look at the conclusion paragraph, because those paragraphs kind of like are the ones that are trying to hook the readers in. You remember when we would do our hooks? Those are the ones where it kind of tells us exactly this is what is going to be in this story. So let's read that again and see if we get any kind of pop out information that will carry through to see if we can figure out the main idea. So we're going to read paragraph 1 again. Anaconda snakes have amazed and frightened people for centuries. Their giant size has been written about since Europeans first began exploring South America. Even today, this species is prevalent in popular books and movies. So it's kind of talking about how snakes are popular, right? And how everyone's always been very curious about snakes. So if you're thinking in your head, what would we be doing in class? Right now, I'd be having you write off to the side what was the main idea of this paragraph. Well, the main idea is that snakes have always amazed and frightened people forever, for centuries. Centuries means hundreds of years. So I would put off to the side for this paragraph that people are very curious about snakes and amazed about snakes, and they always have been. So let's see, that's the pop out information that I get from that paragraph. Let's go to paragraph 2 and see what continues. The anaconda is a member of the boa constrictor family. There are a few different species of anacondas. The most common type is the green anaconda. So this one is telling me about all the different kinds of anacondas. So this paragraph is the different kinds of anacondas. Paragraph 3. The green anaconda is the largest snake in the world. While some pythons may be longer, the anaconda snake is very wide. Anacondas can grow as long as 20 feet and weigh over 150 pounds. They are more than 12 inches around. Females tend to be much larger than males. It is difficult to know exactly how large these predators can get because they are challenging to study. So now they're giving us another fact about how big they are. So this second paragraph was the different kinds of snakes. This third paragraph are how big the snakes can get. So these are all interesting kind of facts, right? They're telling us about the anaconda. So different interesting facts. They told us all the interesting facts in paragraph 2 about the different kinds. And in paragraph 3, they told us interesting facts about the length and how big they can get. So I'm getting that they in this story are starting to like try and get me interested and try to see like if I can be curious about snakes too. So let's see paragraph 4. Green anacondas are green with black splotches. They have narrow heads with an orange or yellow stripe on either side. The snake's eyes and nostrils, noses, are high on their head, and this helps them swim. So, this paragraph is giving us facts about green anacondas and what they look like. All right, so now I can kind of see I'm getting different facts about different things about anacondas. So let's move on to 1, 2, 3, 4, paragraph 5. Anacondas live in the rainforests of South America. They are found in swamps, marshes, and streams. Anacondas tend to reside in water, meaning live in water. They are excellent swimmers. They are much slower on land. They can remain almost entirely underwater with only their nasal holes and eyes above water. This helps them stay hidden from their prey. Okay, so this paragraph is now telling me where they live. So I really want you to think because we're getting down to almost being done with this story. The first paragraph tells me that people are always amazed and are curious about anacondas. Then the next paragraph tells me that there are different kinds of anacondas. Then this paragraph tells me about how big the anacondas can get. Then I have paragraph 4 tells me what green anacondas look like, and paragraph 5 tells me where they live. So not one paragraph is saying one thing. Not one paragraph is just saying what they look like. Not all the paragraphs are just saying where they live. Not all of the paragraphs are just saying things about a green anaconda. So all of these paragraphs are giving me different facts about anacondas. So let's move on to paragraph 6. Anacondas eat birds, turtles, wild pigs, deer, and sometimes even jaguars. Anacondas catch their food by constricting their prey. This means they wrap their bodies around their prey and squeeze until the prey suffocates. This means stop breathing. Then they swallow their prey whole. If an anaconda eats a large meal, they can go months without food. So this paragraph is an interesting facts about what anacondas eat and how they catch their prey. So this tells me about how they catch their prey and what they eat. So now I'm going to go on to my last paragraph. This is my conclusion paragraph. Remember, when we are thinking about finding the main idea, the introductory paragraph, paragraph 1, and the conclusion paragraph that closes out the whole story, those are usually the paragraphs that are summarizing and saying, this is what the whole story was about. So a lot of the time we can find the main idea in these paragraphs. So let's see if we have a main idea that can kind of tie all these other paragraphs together. Anacondas are fascinating. Mystery has surrounded these reptiles for centuries. Okay, so fascinating means interesting, and they said something about centuries again, meaning that this says anacondas are fascinating, meaning interesting, and mystery has surrounded these reptiles for centuries. So they're talking again about how they are amazing and how people always wonder about them. So I want to think if they are saying that anacondas are fascinating and interesting and people always want to know about them, then maybe the main idea of this story is talking about how anacondas are fascinating and how anacondas are interesting and how people always want to know more about anacondas, because if I'm thinking anacondas are interesting, let's go back and see. Anacondas have amazed and frightened people for centuries. So this is saying, yeah, anacondas are interesting. They're cool. This paragraph, the anaconda is a member of the boa constrictor family, and there are a few different species of anacondas. So this is telling me another interesting fact about different kinds of anacondas. So yeah, this is telling me that anacondas have something that is interesting or unique about them. So this paragraph, the green anaconda is the largest snake in the world. So is that telling me something interesting or unique about anacondas? Yes, it's saying that they are the largest snake in the world. So that is another interesting or unique fact, something that makes anacondas interesting or unique. So this one says green anacondas are green with black splotches. They have narrow heads with an orange or yellow stripe on either side, and their snakes, their eyes and their noses are on top of their heads. Is this an interesting fact about anacondas? Yes. Is this a unique thing about anacondas? Yes. So this paragraph again is telling me how anacondas are fascinating or interesting or unique. Anacondas live in the rainforests of South America. They are found in swamps, marshes, and streams. They live in water and they are great swimmers, and they are much slower on land. They can remain almost entirely underwater with only their nose and eyes above, and this helps them stay hidden from their prey. Is this another interesting fact that people would be curious or find unique for anacondas? Yes. And then let's go to this last paragraph. Anacondas eat birds, turtles, wild pigs, deer, and sometimes even jaguars. Just by looking at that one sentence alone, I can already tell that this is another interesting fact that makes anacondas unique. So it continues, anacondas catch their food by constricting their prey. This means they wrap their bodies until the prey suffocates, and then they swallow the prey whole. And if an anaconda eats a large meal, they can go months without food. So this is another unique, interesting fact that we learned about anacondas. So I want you to think, the topic is anacondas or anaconda snakes. What about anaconda snakes? They are interesting and they are unique. So the main idea of this passage or this story would be anaconda topic, the who plus the what. Anaconda snakes are interesting and unique. So I want you to go and make sure that you're reading through again, because there will be specific questions asking what the main idea is of different paragraphs, and you'll have to tell me what the main idea is of different paragraphs. You'll also have to tell me what the main idea is and key details. So if I am saying that if the main idea is anaconda snakes are interesting and unique, you would have to give me a key detail. What is something that tells me in the story that they are interesting or unique? What is a fact, an interesting fact, or a unique thing about them that you find in the story? Because those are the things that are going to be your key details. All right, make sure you read through this again and understand fully how we are finding those main ideas and the topics and the key details within the story.